Hey everybody, I'm out here at Carolina Motorsports Park where they are repaving the entire 2.27 mile long road course. It's not every day you get to see a racetrack getting repaved. Let's check it out. Carolina Motorsports Park is a road course in Kershaw, South Carolina, between Charlotte, North Carolina and Columbia, South Carolina. It was built in 1999 and is 2.27 miles long with 14 turns. Here at turn 12, we see an original unrestored section of the track on the right, and on the left, a section of track that's going to be repaved. The repaving process begins with a process known as milling, where they take off the top layer of asphalt, which is known as the wear layer. As you can see here, they take off about an inch of asphalt during the milling process. On the first day of milling alone, they removed 83 dump trucks full of asphalt. Cracks naturally occur in the wear layer due to contraction and settling. Over the years, sections of track have been replaced for maintenance. Prior to this project, a majority of the track surface was around 10 years old. The milling process reveals the middle aggregate layer that you see here. The engineers will inspect this aggregate layer for any cracks. They drove loaded dump trucks around the track and watched each crack to see which ones moved under the heavy load. Problematic cracks are fixed by removing and replacing the middle aggregate layer, such as you see right here. This process, known as sectional base replacement, involves placing fresh asphalt over the bottom gravel layer, letting it set and then milling it to match with the rest of the milled surface. The entire repaving process at CMP is being led by Advanced Material Services, who have repaved over 30 racetracks across the country. Villager Construction did all of the milling on this project. Here we have a large section of track that received sectional base replacement, and as you can see, after the asphalt has cured, it is also milled to blend in perfectly with the rest of the track. Engineers then use GPS-enabled inspection machines, which utilize lasers to detect any imperfections or unevenness in the milled surface. Here at turn 11, we see another large section of track on the right, which had sectional base replacement. The aggregate layer was removed, replaced with fresh asphalt, and milled. As you can see, the milling process puts small ridges in the middle aggregate layer, but when you feel it with your hand in person, it's surprisingly smooth. Since Carolina Motorsports Park was opened in 1999, there have been some minor configuration changes, as well as certain sections of asphalt replaced, but this is the first time that the entire track has been completely repaved. Here we can see that milling has removed an inch of asphalt, and they'll place an inch and a half of fresh asphalt on top. During this repaving process, the configuration and layout of the track is going to remain unchanged. Here we see turn 10, which is known as the Kink. This is one of the characteristic parts of CMP. This is one of the most challenging and exhilarating sections of the track, as most drivers will be doing over 100 miles an hour at this kink that you see right here. And any slight misjudgment in brake or throttle application can cause the car to spin out. With the fresh asphalt, there's no doubt that drivers will be able to carry more speed through this corner as they have greater traction and they can take it on more aggressively. One great feature of Carolina Motorsports Park is there is a lot of runoff, so if something does go wrong, such as here at turn 10, you're unlikely to hit a wall. Right before the fresh asphalt is laid for the new wear layer, one of the companies working on this project, Associated Asphalt, sprays a binding agent over the milled surface, which will help the new asphalt to stick to the middle aggregate layer. Dozens of dump trucks bring in thousands of tons of asphalt each day from an asphalt plant in Pageland, South Carolina. They bring in so much asphalt that they had to shut down all other operations at the plant, and they're only making the asphalt specifically for the racetrack. Another company working on this project, Lynch's River Contracting, is doing all of the paving for this massive undertaking. Here we have a dump truck bringing a fresh load of asphalt to feed the paving machine. It's brought up through this conveyor belt on this middle machine, which has a moving arm that precisely extends and retracts as the three machines move slowly forward to make sure it's always in the perfect position relative to the paving machine. Here we see fresh asphalt being laid on a section of track that was sprayed with the binding agent. This is not the same type of asphalt that you would see on a city street. It is a mix with special polymers that help with durability. They test this asphalt mix at the lab for binding strength under heat to make sure that it does not get soft and that it stays durable even under the extreme heat induced by race tires and high speeds. When CMP was built in 1999, the asphalt that they used for the top wear layer was comprised of recycled aggregate, but this time they're using all completely new aggregate for the new wear layer, so this track will have better traction than it ever has before, even when it first opened. Here we have another crew from Lynch's River Contracting laying new asphalt that will comprise the new wear layer of the track. They are laying it right next to the asphalt that was just laid by the team slightly in front of them. This is known as paving in echelon, where two sections of asphalt are laid at the same time right next to each other, but with the machines slightly offset, with one slightly in front of the other. This allows them to lay two sections of asphalt side by side with no seam in between them. Here you see the fresh asphalt that was laid yesterday in Pit Lane. As you can see, it's still soft and malleable. It's laid at a very high temperature since this is a special mix of asphalt for a racetrack. This fresh asphalt is so hot that it will remain at over 120 degrees for at least a week. Here we're on the quarter-mile long straightaway between Turn 9 and Turn 10, known as the Kink. We see the freshly laid asphalt of the new wear layer. The rest of the track will look like this very, very soon. The day this was filmed, they brought in 2,610 tons of asphalt to create the new wear layer. They began by paving Pit Lane the day before this was filmed, so that they could take core samples such as the one you see here. They take these core samples back to the lab to test for binding strength under heat. Here we see the entrance to Pit Lane. This was particularly challenging to pave due to the difficulty of maneuvering the gigantic asphalt laying machine in this precise S-bend pattern on this narrow patch of road. As you can see, they removed an inch during the milling process, but added an inch and a half of fresh asphalt to create the new, better than ever wear layer. This fresh asphalt will take 4 weeks to cure before racing can return to the road course at Carolina Motorsports Park. Track days will return to the revitalized Carolina Motorsports Park very soon. This massive repaving project will bring better traction and better lap times. I can't wait to drive on the new surface. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned over the next few weeks on the Track Shaker pages for more updates on the repave process here at Carolina Motorsports Park. If you want to watch Track Shaker driving expert Jim Nova take on Carolina Motorsports Park and his BMW M4 competition, search for Track Shaker on YouTube and click on our How to Get on Track video. If you've ever wondered what you need to do to drive your car on a racetrack, this video will explain everything and answer all your questions. And at the very end is a ride-along video with Jim as he flies around Carolina Motorsports Park in his BMW M4. The repave process here at CMP is almost done, and track days will be returning here very soon. To start planning your next track day at Carolina Motorsports Park, go to trackshaker.com and click on our Track Finder tab. There you'll be able to see every track day in the country, and if you click on Carolina Motorsports Park, you'll be able to see all the events that are going to be happening right here on the fresh asphalt as soon as the repaving process is done. Go to trackshaker.com to start planning your next event at CMP today.